Hello everyone and welcome back to Omsi 2 and to another live stream. People have been asking when our next live stream will be, and here it is. We are back again in ADL London, where we used to do many live streams, and today we are in Go Ahead London ADL Enviro 400 MMC. But it's a special event. It's the 28th of July 2023, just over 4 weeks ago, or is it 3? This marks the last ever X68. The X68 will become part of the Superloop and be the first or the second bus to be converted to the Superloop within London. The Superloop, which we will talk about later on in the stream, and there'll be numerous videos and shorts about it later on this week and next week. However, the Superloop would rename this to the SL6, still being operated by Go Ahead London, but also moving from Camberwell to Waterloo, whilst being operated out of both garages. Why that's the case, I don't know. Without further ado, first of all, let's start up the bus and set up the destination, because who knows if I know how to operate this. And this is a real life allocation. The X68 was operated by ADL Enviro 400 MMCs. Now, where can I find all this data is the question. What is our driver number? What is our PIN? I'm going to have to probably look at the Studio Polygon manual again, which is not really fun, because I don't think that's there. There used to be little sheet notes that showed you where these things are, but unfortunately they are no longer there. So just bear with me as I look for those. Now, unlike a video, I can't actually pause this, so that's going to be fun. Anyway, we're due to leave at 18:45. Now, I'm not sure if people are typing in, nothing showing up. Do feel free to pop into the chat and say something so that I'm not doing a complete monologue. But yes, I'll start actually. Just pop in. But basically, we just need to figure out how to start this up, but we have some time. We need to get to Aldwych, which is not too far away from here. So what is our driver ID number? I'm gonna have to go into the manual, so just bear with me here. I'm gonna kind of talk in the background. Hopefully that doesn't make things confusing, but if it does, not much I can do about that. So cool, this PC. So basically here we're just trying to find the name. Oh, there we go. That's my Omsi folder, add-ons. And yeah, sorry, I'm just trying. Basically, I'm looking here for the stuff. I just wish they made this simple. No, like, who really wants that level of realism? Because if you're buying this bus, you just want to get it started as quickly as possible. But sure, anyway. Studio Polygon manual, London equipment manual. There we go. Okay, so driver number. Where is all this? Where's the driver number? I'm scrolling through the manual here. We will get going very shortly. We just need to find where our driver number is, which will be nicely hidden away somewhere on page, who knows. This is how to make the destinations. It'd be nice if someone makes the SL routes for this, because obviously the SL6 is actually with us on Omsi 2 to some extent, albeit not the full route, because the full route runs from Russell Square to West Croydon. We have a portion of that. And should we go through Denmark Hill or Brixton? That is the other question. Okay. Okay, there's a log on something, but what is the that's great. So I have the manual here, but it doesn't show me what the actual number is. Okay. 98 54 41. So where's my bus? 98 54 41. People don't wonder why I don't stream, because the engagement we can stream these days is very low, but sure, look at 0267 is the pin, and I think from there on everything else should work smoothly. If I can find the proxy Omsi2 is 0267 and enter. Garage ID doesn't really matter. Okay, cool, I can close this off. Nice. We could just put random numbers for everything. It doesn't really matter. Cool. And now we can set this up in the MDIT. Oh, this is mirrorless as well. Nice. I do like the mirrorless buses. I was going to set up the wheel, but I prefer using the wheel for like routes where there's like lots of bends. Like there isn't really much bends in this. In London, it's just straight lines. Oh, we passed it. X68 to West Norwood. Have to click that a few times and we're good to go. Perfect. And of course we will watch the blinds roll, because that is fun. So this is the 1845 departure. I tried to briefly look up online when the last departure was, but obviously we have to abide by the timetable, so I'm not really sure when that was. Presumably this is based off the 2015 timetable. Well, not presumably, it is. So it might not be actually very accurate, but we'll just say it is the last X68. Obviously, we're not going from Russell Square to Croydon, because that's not winning the map. But sure, it's something. It's a start. I was going to say if it was Croydon, we'd be at the blinds, but it's actually West Croydon and West Norwood are basically WW, but West. So pretty much a similar amount of blind rolling. But yes. People, hello. So, yes. The Superloop, in terms of a concept, basically the Superloop is realistically a PR stunt by Rishi Sunak. Not Rishi Sunak, sorry, he's not the Mayor of London, by Sajid Khan, the Mayor of London. And obviously the Prime Minister probably has a bit more important things to be doing than PR exercises for TfL. But basically, the idea was that since they're expanding the ultra-low emission zone to include all of London, that they need to obviously improve the transport connections. They won't reduce the price of whatever extortionate fares. Instead, they've created the Superloop, which is like Bus Connects in Ireland, where it's just kind of repainting some buses. Oh yes, increasing some frequencies, changing a bit of routes, but yeah, not really that much extra. Well, essentially, these express buses are part of the Superloop, although this SL6 only runs Monday to Friday. I think it's also cut out some of the stops because I've seen it coming up the way the 59 goes yesterday. Cool. The bus has started up. The air pressure is all good. And now we are good to go. This is the final ever X68. Now hopefully we won't get lost, but it should be all good. Open sesame. But yes, essentially the Superloop is an idea to correct, because an issue with London, I guess, kind of like with Dublin, is it's very hard to actually get to many places within London without going through central London. So the Superloop basically aims, well actually the Superloop also goes through central London, but you know, that's aside from the point. Basically it's to kind of connect the suburbs and Heathrow Airport. It has increased the frequency routes like the X26, which is now the SL7. It's also kind of confusing when, actually they're all limited stops, but some of them are peak time only, so it gets a bit confusing when they're all called SLs, and like some of them only run Monday to Friday, whereas some of them run 24, like, you know, not 24/7, but they run pretty much throughout the day, 7 days a week. But yes, that's what's happened with the Superloop there. So the idea is that this will basically encourage people to use public transport, and it's a way to say, oh yes, they're going to add 1 million passenger journeys. That's what the Mayor of London is saying. How that's accurate, I don't know, because I actually travelled the SL7 myself yesterday, and I can tell you that it was not efficient. Now, that being said, having to take the train to go back to Croydon was also a bit of a nuisance, and if to go to your own world and pay ridiculous fares or so on. But you know, when you go on the SL7, there's roadworks everywhere. There's always roadworks in London. Like, I think ADL London just adds in roadworks for the crack. Actually, no, there's always roadworks in London, albeit in different locations. And then they have the, you know, just moving slowly. There's the speed limits of 20 miles per hour, so things really don't move very quickly. So yes, how effective it will be, who knows. It does feel like a PR stunt. Now, why is he giving priority? Come on, you have priority. Why are you waiting for that car to pass? Now, I'm not sure if they use mirrorless with 400 MCs on the SL6. Not sure. That's okay. This will be a nice and short one. I wonder if someone's gonna make a mod that include the SL6. Probably not. Omsi 2 has kind of dwindled down to some extent. The 176 now has what is this car doing? Are you in the bus lane or are you in your own lane? Because at the moment you're in my lane. So this steering is very sensitive, which I don't like. Now, again, this taxi is veering into my lane, which is never fun. I know we went to the footpath there, folks, but it was either that or to the taxi. Let me just check the settings because this wheel is very annoying. Basically, I need a dynamic wheel. Yeah, there we go. Dynamic wheel speed. So, there we go. Perfect. I'm not sure if people are saying anything or it's just, yeah, or it's just that no one's saying anything. It used to be in case people commented in the chats. So, yes, please do comment. But yeah, what are people's thoughts on the Superloop is what I wonder. The Superloop will be fully operational next year when they introduce the new routes. The X140 is going to be converted on Monday. I think the X140 is going to be called, I presume, the SL5, I want to say? No, SL8 probably. Yeah, I'd say probably the SL8. Because, yeah, it goes in a loop. And then, obviously, the loop corresponds to the numbers. So the SL6, West Croydon. Then from West Croydon, you have the SL7, which is the Gaicho. So, yes, the X140 will be the SL8. So today, I think was the last day of the X140, unless the X140 runs 20. Oh no, actually, I think maybe Sunday's the last day of the X140. What are you doing, mate? Aerosoft. There's an advertising of the quality of simulation from Aerosoft. Nah, just kidding. But actually, fun fact, slight aside, not really relevant to Omsi 2. Why that person had to turn into that lane? I thought they were turning left, actually going straight up, so it just cut me off for no reason. But anyway, but Aerosoft actually was given, I think, 60,000 euros by the German government to develop the Airbus A330. Which is interesting why they want them to develop the A330 and why the German government's giving them money to do this. Especially since there's already a free A330. And I guess in terms of realism, people might say it's not very realistic. Obviously, it's hard to know unless you're a pilot, because if you haven't flown them, how would you know? Quiet in the roads of London today. Am I even going the right way? Why has that taxi stopped there when it has a green light? Yep, you can tell I don't really miss Omsi 2. We are going to fly over the speed bump, but it's fine. Why fly over it, but yeah, kind of went under the radar how the X68 was renamed. I'm not sure if anyone covered it in Omsi 2 in the videos. I don't know. And also, I think the first one is the 607. Not the 600s were like just school. No, maybe that's the 500 the school bus runs. But yeah, the 607 is also now, or one of the 600s is part of the Superloop. But yeah, I'm going to do a separate video on the Superloop and have some shorts. I'm not going to windle on with the Superloop too much. Well, in terms of the routing, exactly the same. I think they might have cut out a few stops on the Superloop SL6 on the X68. But apart from that, it would be nice to have the full routes of these in London, because originally they were going to be implemented, but obviously it does not look like that will transpire. Who knows if we will ever hear again from the developer of Add-on London. Which is kind of mad, because you make one of the most popular add-ons and it just disappear off the face of the earth. But I guess that's kind of like now where things are moving towards simulation. Like you have this constant support like with Studio Polygon and Masters, which is very active. But you have the less active like V3D and the developer of Add-on London Reese. We will be going above the speed limit, but that's okay. I hope that's okay. It's also interesting how the X68 is much longer than the 68. It's kind of weird also because, like, obviously the X68 is just like the SL7 now. But no, the SL6, which is the X68, is just an express of the 68. But it's no longer called the X68, which is logical. It's now called the Superloop 6 because it's part of the Superloop. Yeah, you know, it's a bit of a long-winded way to describe a route. Now, why my Omsi 2 is freezing, I don't know. So, because Brixton runs fine on this, but as you can see, Elephant and Castle, not so much. And this is doing my head in. We're gonna have to wait. Omsi 2 was, yeah, Add-on London's not being very cooperative on my PC. So we wait. Yeah, because I think when it loaded in, for some reason it took ages for it. Like it was blank, then it loaded in, and then it took like a minute just to a loading mouse. So hopefully this hasn't crashed, because if it has crashed, we will have to cut the stream short, very short, because we're really bothered to reload the whole thing. God, how much I hate Omsi 2. I really despise this game in so many ways. Why can it not just ever work? Because this is the thing, you never know if it's frozen or if it's just loading a tile for 50 years. You never know. And we are using the low-res texture, specifically so that it doesn't run out of memory, it doesn't cause issues. If there was a song about Omsi 2, it will go somewhere along the lines, Omsi 2, how much I hate you. Okay, now I think we're loading in there, because I saw some humans loading in there. I think. Oh my, this is a pain, just load already, why is it taking so long? You're on a brand new PC here, I was like, oh wow, Omsi 2 loads a lot faster. We'll give it another minute. Then I'll have to alt-tab this piece of junk, this garbage that is Omsi 2 is going to crash. But don't worry folks, there's always Lotus. And I am exhausted, I just can't go through the mental exhaustion of waiting for Omsi 2 to load for 10 minutes, but we might have to do it just so we can do the final X68. Because we have started. I really need to give Omsi 2 a thumbs down. It is criminal that Aerosoft doesn't give you 30%, more than 30% discount for what is an absolute piece of. Okay, this is obviously not flipping working. Omsi 2, brought to you by Gob. Okay, I can't say that. But Omsi 2, one of the worst games ever made. Do you like crashing? Do you like games that never work? Do you like wasting your time? Well, I guess folks, on the bright side, this is exactly like the Superloop. Slow, painful, and, quite frankly, not fit for purpose. Like Omsi 2. Hello, the one Arsenal fan, how are you? Absolute garbage. So folks, there you go, Omsi 2, that is the absolute garbage, and the Studio Polygon 400 MMC, which is another unoptimized product by another great studio out there. So we're going to reload the rubbish that is Omsi 2, the stalling simulator, or Omsi 2, the crashing simulator, or quite frankly, Omsi 2. Atrocious, no, what is, let me think of what's a good acronym for Omsi 2. Obnoxiously malicious stopping instantly. No, that doesn't work. Anyway. The one Arsenal fan, you are a Robloxian car guy. I'm returning to you. Ah, hello, long time no see. Good to see you back, Robloxian car guy. Or I'm going to have to now call you the one Arsenal fan. Yes. I'm sure my frustrations are very, very funny. So now we're going to teleport. Basically, the time it's going to take to get from Elephant Castle to Aldwych, we're going to say is the time that we're reloading this garbage. Now, if I can remember what the code is for the bus machine, so I don't have to load that in. 54. Oh, for flip's sake, what was it? What was the code for the bus? 5450. Oh, for flip's sake, I forgot the code of the bloody bus. Ah, flip. I'm gonna have to look at the bloody manual again. The code was 0267. If someone knows the code, that'd be great. The one Arsenal fan, no. So, folks, for any of you who are just joining the stream, we are now reloading Omsi 2 because Omsi 2 is a brilliant game that is very stable and runs excellently. That is why it never goes in discount below 30% because it's so well optimized that it's worth the full money. But of course, thankfully, we have instant gaming and CD keys where you can get this for the price that is worth. Yes, 2 quid, 3 quid, 4 quid, if even. There we go. Yes, oppressing, malicious, screaming installation. I like it. Let's see. Oh, what else can we say for Omsi 2? Yeah, what else? I do like the oppressive. Oppressive, mutinous, scumbag. Oh no, I can't think of anything for the I. But yes, an oppressive, mutinous, scumbag iteration. 2. Omsi 2. Thank you. 98, 54, 41. Cheers for that. Because this is another thing I don't understand. Why can't they just put it simple? Because they used to have it on the actual bus, and then they got rid of it. So folks, we are now loading in Omsi 2. And hopefully Omsi 2 will manage to run for at least more than 10 minutes this time. Because, quite frankly, that is pathetic. 10 minutes it runs. It crashed. No, I don't want to activate reduced multi-threading. Also, I don't know what this is about reduced multi-threading because Omsi 2 runs on a single thread. But I love the way this is their fix. Omsi 2 crashed last time. Why don't you try this? Here's a tip. Instead of telling me what to change my settings, why don't they try to fix the game? Just a thought. Why isn't it 69 2021 like the rest? Yeah, that's a very good question. I've come to realize with Omsi 2, there's not much logic in anything. I, for one, much prefer Microsoft Flight Simulator. And, yes, I think that is really what I'm gonna. I think I really just need to give up Omsi 2 because this is not good for my patience. Which is such a pity because obviously we have such a nice map like London put it into Omsi 2. But yes. I'll have to see with the bus. It'd be nice to get Adam on the bus, but I don't know, the bus is just not the same. Load map without buses. So current year, put this to 28. Put this to 7. Put this to evening. Put this to 18. 35. Okay. And start. Yes. Attempt 2. Here's a little song we have about Omsi 2. Words can, or a poem. Words cannot emphasize how much I hate you. You are absolute garbage. There we go. Actually, watched the Republican primaries there. Oh my god, they are very right wing, not a fan. This is going to remind me of this. My dislike towards Omsi 2 is much more like my dislike towards certain policies of certain individuals. Anyway, Aldwych. The one Arsenal fan. Can I get your opinion on Stage Driver? I spent 2050 on it, but I really isn't living up to expectations. There are cars that don't really exist, and there's a lack of cars as well. Yeah, to be honest, I haven't actually played City Driver in 2 months. I was intending to go back to it. It's just time is very limited, and I've kind of just really got into Microsoft Flight Simulator and probably City Skylines 2 when that comes out. But regards to City Driver, I'm not impressed. Like, it's kind of annoying now how a lot of these indie developers just don't get the licensing for stuff. So all the cars aren't branded, which is just annoying, personally. I know, like, they're small shit, but it'd be nice if they got the brandings for those. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I know it got a lot more negative backlash compared to Tram Sim, whereas I think Tram Sim, when it came out, was a lot worse than City Driver. I thought City Driver was okay, but I would have to go back to it and take a look. But, you know, I think there was some optimization issues. I think there was still stuff that Leeds did being doing. But yeah, the variety of cars, it's not bad. Like, it has the missions, but like, I don't know. I'm kind of fed up with the Unreal Engine. I don't think the Unreal Engine is the ideal engine for simulators. And I think there's just better graphics engines out there that can be used. Because all the simulators in the Unreal Engine 5, they kind of lack that element of physics. So, I mean, I have to go back to it. I have been intending to go back to it, but when that will happen, who knows. But what's your thoughts on it, Roboction Car Guy? Oh, sorry, one Arsenal fan. Thank you for the opinion. Nice to see you live streaming Omsi again, like the olden days. Yeah, absolutely. But seeing what a mess this is, I'm not sure I'm going to be streaming it again anytime soon. Because I don't know why this is taking so long to load, for instance. Like, this is what I mean. Usually this would load in very quickly. It takes a minute to load. I don't know what's going on with this. Maybe it's to do with my, because I haven't actually updated the drivers to my graphics card. because then I would have to wait extra time to do that. London Buses YT, no, yo, hello, how are you? Good to see you, London Buses N38, N381. I have a bad feeling about this. I don't think Omsi is gonna hold out much. Yeah. But all we can do is wait. I wonder if maybe it's gonna have a controller plugged in, not slowing things down. I think that might be it. Maybe I need to disconnect the controller. It's not a steering wheel, I'll have a flight stick connected. And the Omsi is very slow at reading controllers. You're good, that's good. I am okay. I was better when Omsi 2 was working like a bit better. Omsi 2 has frustrated me because it crashed within the first 10 minutes, which is just pathetic. But hopefully we'll get the X68 done. Who knows? We shall see. I remain cautiously optimistic. Okie dokie. Now, let's find this. Just bear with me here as I look for... Nope, not the light. There we go. So, we are almost there, and yes, we are going to be flooring it. Cool, okay, so we have the right repaint at least. Now let's put on London, 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 London. What are all these hot files? Some of them I swear I haven't seen before. There we go. Okay, okay, let's go. We're almost there. What route are you doing? So we are doing the last ever X68, which operated on the 28th of July, which was a Friday last month, because the X68, as you probably know, has been renamed the SL6 and now has rebranding. Also, does anyone know why now they moved some of the SL6s to Waterloo Depot? Because I thought Waterloo Depot was only the electric Enviro 200 MMCs, the single deckers, but for some reason now it also has double deckers for the SL6, which doesn't make sense because one, it's a small depot, and two, the buses only are used peak times, which kind of seems actually like a bit of a waste because obviously if they're branded for the SL6, they can't really be used on other routes. So basically you have Enviro 400 MMCs that are just sitting in the depot for most of the time. Seems a bit pointless, in my opinion anyway. Okay, cool. Let's fast forward to time to 40. And let me turn off display capture. Cool, folks. So sorry about that. But you know, Omsi 2 is Omsi 2. Not much I can do when we're working with garbage. You know that the yes, I was actually talking about that earlier. This YouTube has this little love heart which is really annoying. Will be SL9, yes. So that is happening on Monday. Yes, and the X140 was today the last day of the X140. I think it's on Sunday because I think the X140 is like the X26, which is now the SL7, which runs every day. Oh, it's not. Yeah, exactly. I actually got a picture yesterday of because showing this. I got some footage, so hopefully I'll have a short ready tomorrow about the Superloop, and then we'll have a video out on Monday, depending how quickly it takes me to edit it. But actually, there was a picture Superloop branded, but still showing the X26, which is a nice little capture, I guess. Because it's handy for making a commentary about the SL6. So yeah, after the X140, so I presume all the express routes will be done then, and then it's going to be the normal routes that we're going to be converted to express routes. Because most of these routes exist already. But it's mad, yeah. Because they're talking, it was in the news in the Metro Hall, the one you get for free on the buses, and they were saying, oh yes, the Superloop is going to be like what the London Overground is for Zone 2. And the London trams, and I'm like, hang on a minute, are they having a laugh? A bus network, an overglorified bus that can barely go over 20 miles per hour and is stuck at the roadworks is going to be like the London Overground. Like, some of the stuff they write is absolutely shocking. So this should take 25 minutes. Okay, okay. I think the air pressure should be held up by the time we set up this thing. This is the great thing about these blinds. By the time they're all set up, the air pressure has built up. Also, a lot of Enviro 400 MMCs are out and about these days. Because they're on the 415, they're on the 45, they're on the 123s, the HCDs. I'm playing Roblox Croydon IS Roblox. I think someone asked me, I'm not sure if it was you who asked me if I have Roblox. I saw the comments, haven't replied yet, I will reply. I do not play Roblox myself. Now let's see if the blinds are rolling. We are going to get going because we are wasting enough time. We're not going to watch the blinds roll again. That's just a waste of time. Cool. This is the last ever X68. Ah, for flip's sake, it's not mirrorless. I'm not happy. I don't know why this one's not mirrorless. That's annoying. Obviously, we're not wasting time being on the bus. Your username is Kyosh Gaming, aka display name official YT name game. Ah, very nice, very nice. So yeah, if someone plays Roblox, they can feel free to add you on it, or however Roblox works. All I know is that Roblox have their earnings recently on the stock market, and basically the earnings did not meet expectations and their stock price fell. That is as much as I know about that. No one's going to be getting on our bus because the blinds haven't filled yet. No, is this too slow? I think so. The 68 stops here, the X68 surely stops here. That would be the logic. We are only on O, lovely. So we shall wait a bit. Well, there's P, there's Q, there's R, there's S, T, U, V, W. I think the owner should make the SL6 add-on and no more X68S. You mean they've added London? Yes, it would be nice. That's what I'm saying. It would be nice to have the SL6 in this. Even if it's not the phone. Okay, now I think the blinds work. There's the repaint anyway. Oh, there isn't to get on. Okay, cool. I know now that this is it. Yeah, it'd be nice. Okay, the repaints are there, so I was planning to do a video of this with the SL6. The only thing is, obviously, we don't have the blinds for it, and I'm really about to make the blinds, so might not happen. There is a Superloop live. Are you talking about Roblox there, or are you talking about Omsi 2? Hopefully, also people are noticing that I am talking slower. It is taking a lot of effort to do so. But yes, there is a Superloop live here on Fellows Film now for the Enviro 400 MMC. Oyster card, oyster card. Oh look, it shows you the balance. How exciting. I really care how much people have on their oyster cards. From 21st of July, X68 will become SL6. There's announcements like that on the X26, which is now the SL7. Now, I swear on one of these, the announcement didn't actually. Oh shoot, I was meant to do this. So I forgot to set this up. 06890. This is trip 2.
Aldwych, watch out for traffic when leaving the bus.
There we go. Cool. Excellent. It's all good. The driver was so upset that the X68 is no more that he couldn't drive it all the way to West Croydon and instead had to cut it short to West Norwood. This bridge, I have to say, is really nice. Actually, has stunning views of London. Very nice to walk along. Walked along it yesterday. But actually, they've closed off one of the lanes and made it a cycle lane. Quite a wide cycle lane. Most people cycle within the cycle lane because it's also painted. You can walk there if you want. Yeah, actually, no, this bridge looks different now than it did 5 years ago when this was made. Because there wasn't this middle lane there. But yeah, stunning views of London indeed. And there's a shard. No, that's the shard. The shard's to the right. You will be kidding me. I wanted to get some nice, I wanted to get a nice background of everything. But of course, it doesn't load in because Omsi 2 is just great like that. Do we stop here? Probably we do. There we go. Folks, do feel free to like the video, because why not? I need to tell people to engage with the videos more. Oh, for flip's sake, I forgot this is ridiculous. But now I'll also show you, because the SL6, I think they've changed slightly the route because it goes along where the 59 went, unless the Joy just went the wrong way. Also, should we go through Brixton or through Denmark Hill? Let me know, folks, if you have a preference. I wouldn't know. I think they usually go through Brixton, so we might do that. I wonder where the last X68 went through. Let the bus through. So I'm gonna read that once we get into this straight road, because otherwise we're just gonna lose control of our bus. It's also weird how it's turned the whole day. Now it's night time. I've actually become more awake. On the buses, you also live stream before here. You'll send the link so you'll watch it later, and plus your voice sounds like the U13 because okay, wait. Now that being said, I'm not quite sure I'm gonna actually watch it later because it's busy stuff. I need to create those shorts by 4 tomorrow. Why is that not playing the announcements? I think maybe the mirrorless is what caused it to crash. Oh yes, you're busting out of the water. Well listen, my bus usually falls out of the world. You saw my Lincoln Chair video. It's just too tempting not to speed. I'm getting off the bus. Oh, someone is getting off the bus. Yeah, because the nice thing here in London at least is that the express fares are the same. Like the fares in the express route are 175, exactly the same as the normal buses. In Dublin they're more expensive, but not too much. You kind of laugh too much and get hiccups. Ah, sure, look. With practice you perfect it. Why is this route so busy? Let's take a look at our timetable to actually know where we are going. Oh yes, we can follow the 59 route, so yeah, we'll do that because that's what I saw them doing. Because after Waterloo, we don't go to Elephant and Castle, it's just... Yes, the next stop is West Norwood. Sometimes you do crazy driving. I usually do crazy driving. I was surprised no one's noticed how well we were driving today. Okay, less that car. Yeah, so this is where I saw the SL6 come in from. Actually, presuming that is the way to go, the Brixton way. Now usually, most people like to presume to avoid Brixton because of the lag, but I think Elephant and Castle actually is laggier for me than this. So it should be fine. One thing is, I do love the express routes, because now we can just drive on the open road, don't have to stop for anyone, except for the blue traffic lights. Folks, I don't know why you're pressing the bell, this bus isn't stopping until West Norwood, so you can press the bell all you like, but you're stuck on this bus. You have 228 subs, not very nice. Ah, listen, you'll get there. It's always a grind though, the subs. I feel like it's a lot harder to get subscribers these days, because I think people, like now, especially with YouTube Shorts, it's a lot less engagement, because like you see channels that get like thousands, like 27, 80,000 views, and they have like 200 subscribers. And, like some growth in this channel has actually been pathetic. We've been getting like 30 subscribers. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not waiting around here again. Just make sure there's nothing there. Oh, for flip's sake. I think it's this way, is it? Towards Brixton? I think it's this way. I'm a bit rusty now with the... I think this is Cannington. I hope this is correct. Huh, you must want to do a face reveal though if you're just doing a 300. Yes, annoying how this is not saying X68, that's annoying. That doesn't work, lovely. Oh, and your short videos too, yes. Yeah, we need to figure out how the YouTube short algorithm works because it's all over the place. You only do 2 short record journeys. Ah, fair, fair. Obviously, we do root visual kind of stuff. But the visuals are fairly popular these days. You know, from time to time I like to see what other transport people do. I just kind of see what comes up on my feed, even though I don't really watch them. Some shop Nick Valley is kind of like probably going to become a new Jeff Marshall at some point. Folks, why are you trying to get on my bus when... Oh no, they're not, they're just going the wrong way. You know what, I'm not bothered to stop with all these red lights. Like, there's no need, because like, there's no cars coming there. It's fine. There's a speed camera somewhere along this route anyway, as well. It's obviously not ideal that we are speeding, but sure, look at it, it's fine. Rolling in Togo, this is very rough with us. Look at that rapid when they're going over literally some paint. I hope is to get this stream finished before 10. Which I think is quite achievable. Ah, for flip's sake, why are you stopping at an orange light? Orange means go, it doesn't mean stop. We could come in the elephant castle here as well, but sure, look at it. It's all fine, it's all fun and games. Oh, the both turning. It's like we could stay in the bus lane. Yeah, look how quickly we are going to get to West Norwood. Oi, mate, watch it! I'm trying to drive into the back of us. Oval is the northern line, isn't it? Past the red light, I know, I'm just not bothered. Because we lost time with Omsi crashing. That's the thing about London, there's just too many traffic lights everywhere. Like, it's fine for the cars, it's like even for the buses, that's the problem. Like, also, like the buses they use are the SL7. Like, what are they? Euro 2, Euro 3? They're very old. They're meant to be like, oh yeah, look at this. We're adding 1 million Julies. How are you adding 1 million Julies using the oldest buses in the London bus fleet? Which one are the like, you know, have the highest emissions out of London bus fleets? And they're like, oh yes, this is ultra low emissions. At the window row. I love that it's red orange. One thing that says this with dynamic wheel speed is a lot different than without. There's a speed camera. Right. Just 20 miles per hour as you pass the speed camera. Alright, here's your first short bit. Nice, nice. Nah, I don't think if you try to send the links, they won't show up. By the way, I'm just letting you know, I'm not seeing any links because I think the way this is set up is if you send the YouTube links, it's just not going to show up. But if you're on Discord, just send me DM me the links and I'll check them out. Because those are not showing up in the chat. At least not for me. That bus was on the 12. Then logged on to the first time. It's trolling us. That's on the 59. Different garage and everything. Don't you dare, don't you dare, don't dare. Like, where's the red light when there's no one crossing? And clearly no one had crossed there. Okay, well, we had the green soon enough. I'm not catching up, so it's fine. It's not broken, it's just that in most, not just here, but like on most channels, if you try to share your YouTube links in the chat, it will automatically, YouTube will automatically block it. So just DM them to me on Discord. You're trying to get to your 3,000 subs. Yeah, I mean, good luck. You know, with the work it happens, but like, you know, it took me, I think it took a year. And it is a big grind. I'll have to say, like, my subs at the moment is pathetic. It's like 30 per month, if even. Like, subs is probably one of the hardest things to get, because also, even when people get them, like, a lot of them end up being dead subscribers, because you'd be surprised how quickly people move on, and people, like, you know, forget about stuff for face reveal. Like, you can always do the face reveal earlier if you want to do a face reveal. Because by the sounds of it, you do. So you don't really need to, like, be like, oh, you have to get 300 subscribers in order to do it. Also, I swear mother care no longer exists. I'd say the pandemic actually helped Reese kind of get out in London, at least in 2020. Who knows? But actually, that's when the conscience inspired. It's kind of strange how things lined out. That's what the TK Max is, because I thought that there was a big TK Max further up here in Mixon, but it's actually there, because I saw it there. It was yesterday, 2 days ago. On Sunday, they're doing ETS2 stream. Oh, very nice. Yeah, it's been ages since I played ETS2. I wonder what engine the ETS2 uses. Unity. Oi, 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 what are you doing? What is the bus doing? It's pulling in and then it doesn't even stop and it pulls out. Only on Omsi 2. Why those cars are turning when they have no priority, who knows? P5 also has Enviro 2, Porsche still. It's on Enviro 200 and P5 S-Day. But I thought the P5 got the new hybrids. So we are on the last ever X68. The announcement on working with X68 to West Croydon. X68 to West Norwood. I swear the X68 had more stops than this though. It's almost like since the SL6 came out there was an update to give it less stops. Man, the new Roadmaster drive nearly crashed into. Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. Literally pulled in and then pulled out. I'm like, what? That's one for the YouTube shorts. But then you always forget like all these moments you can convert into YouTube shorts. What is happening here? Oi! You do not have priority. What are you doing? Sainsbury. That one Arsenal fan, oh she. Or X68 to Russell Square, West Croydon. I don't know. The stream. So one bus is saying, or the X68 to Russell Square, West Croydon. The one Arsenal fan, I don't know. The stream will still here. It still is, yes. And also, one thing is, seeing Sainsbury's, Tesco. Just figured out why. Well, I was actually reading in the news, the Financial Times, talking about Tesco, or just kind of like how retailers in general have club card prices. To kind of, instead of like reducing prices, this is kind of more in general. What they'll do is have like loyalty cards, so that way the special offers are limited. That's what when I went to Tesco in London, I saw like everything was, you know, club card price only. That's why I do it, because Tesco is the worst for increasing their prices. The reason they have all these club card prices is because that way they can lower the price, but it's not a commitment. Because usually if you lower the price, then obviously if you increase it, customers will notice and won't purchase as many quantities or as the same volume. I don't know why I'm indicating when stopping there. So that's why they use club card prices, so that way you mask the inflation. It's very slight. On the buses, the horn sounds funny. It's just a horn. Let's see if you say so. Has the 4G2 been shown in the Tulse Hill? Because I saw the West Norwood stuff, it said 4G2 Tulse Hill, but I assume it's still in Brixton. Because I was saying the 2 is the Tulse Hill, but I presume the 2 is going to Marlborough. Because I'll be very sure it's from West Norwood to Tulse Hill. Is there a light here? I said light, it kind of reminds me of like the vine there. Press the lights to attract attention on the light trackers. Ah, shit. Yes, folks, don't try this at home. At least the footpath is just about wide enough to fit us here. And you couldn't be bothered to wait, so you stop on the footpath instead. Oh! Are you gonna do it for the 4K subs next? Well, that's a very good question, but considering the growth rate of subs, we won't be 4K probably until 2 years' time. So I think that's a long way away. Haven't even thought about it. Well, I don't know, like, subscriber milestones, to be honest, they kind of fade away. But I think like the main one on YouTube is 1K, because that's when you can get monetized. After that, it's kind of like, because it really doesn't matter. Like, subscribers are actually completely irrelevant. Because even like myself, I watch YouTube, but like, I tend to watch because I tend to watch and you can read them most. I don't actually subscribe to channels I watch. And you know, when YouTube watch, make the most money from his views, that kind of stuff, which has nothing to do with subscribers. So you know, there's even big channels like only 5% of the subscribers are active. So you know, it's We are nearly at West Norwood. Yay! Oh shoot, sorry, I was looking at the phone there. And we lost control of the bus. Very roughly this thing. What is happening with this lane? I thought it's 2 lanes and they're driving into this lane without indicating. Amateurs. What are you gonna do for 1K subs? I have been given out to by viewers for running red lights, but listen, has to be done. Presumably we are running early because obviously we skipped a few stops. We'll call up with the next 2. It's easy to do when you're breaking onto the road, obviously. The next stop is closed, but it's irrelevant to us because it is not a stop for this route. Let's take a look. So we stop at Norwood bus station, Norwood Road, okay. I think Norwood Road is just going before the turn.
The destination of this bus has changed.
Announcements are so low on this as well. Oh, come on, there's gonna be a green light. No green light, I see how it is. Yeah, I know I drove to the bus there, but that was unintended. Ah, I might as well let this bloody bus. Nah. Why have you stopped here? Okay. Omsi 2 just makes logical sense like that. How many 2s is there? I've been invaded by the number 2. Transport for London, what a blind. So, Oliver, Boston Kate, what other bus route have you done? No, it's just the X68 we're doing today and a depot run. Because it's a roleplay. It's basically because the X68 was, just Norwood Road. The X68 was, renamed. There we go, heading to WN. WN to Aldwych, we're heading to, Camberwell. This is, West Norwood, so that's WN. Ending the upper bus. Okay, now we can close them. Yes. Oh, for this one you don't have to hold the brake to drive off. Listen to this thing rev. I swear, I think so I think what happened is because this was allocated electrics and diesels. I think the electric ones have moved to Waterloo and the diesel ones are in Camberwell. Someone correct me if I'm wrong or affirm if I'm correct. There's the Thames link. Okay. They're all bundled together. Okay, now we have to press the brake, so it depends, I guess.
Nord Bus Garage.
I have done those routes before, Oliver, but like ages ago. I've done all the routes in Adam London, because I used to stream Adam London a lot 2 years ago. I haven't streamed it in probably a year. This is actually the first time I'm streaming Adam London in a year, I presume. Although I'm not sure, to be honest. But yeah, I have done those. Does the 402 still go to Brixton? And here it is, folks. The last ever X68. Sad times indeed. Okay, lovely. The bus terminates doesn't work either. Why is no one getting off our bus? I'm very confused. We're literally at the terminus and no one's gotten off our bus. What's their problem? Yeah, that many Cubatars getting ahead of us. No, not happening. Let's go. Now it's back to the depot. The passengers are so upset that they want to stay on the bus. Take some pictures in the depot. Is this a short trip? About an hour and 20 minutes. So, can I do some other routes? Probably not because, to be honest, I got home yesterday late. It's been a long day. So, need my sleep. So sorry about that, but I think we have another 10 minutes to go. And this way at least the purpose of the stream stays as a roleplay video of the final X68. Well, I'll tell you what, we can stop at the red lights, make things a bit more realistic. Also, why none of these passengers are getting off my bus is beyond me. What is your MMC or old buses? What do you mean? What do I prefer? I quite like the MMCs, but probably my favorite bus to drive on to is the Enviro 400 with the upgrade, like with the Kansas pack by Chloe Cross, because that's a beast. But I quite like the 400 MMCs as well because they're very fast. I like the B70 LX 400 as well. London buses, you're staying all night today. Fair play. How come? How come? No, I need my sleep. I like to have my consistent sleep schedule, so when possible. It's been over 2.5 months since you last streamed as well. That was longer, to be honest. Well, I've even streamed 5 times this year. But look at this, we're going slow. Oh my, will you hurry up? The speed limit's 20, not 10. You can hurry up. I think this is the way now to Elephant and Castle in Camberwell. Dev Tags, hello everyone, hello Dev Tags, how are you? Hope you are well. You're getting a yo from London buses as well. I should start creating nicknames for everyone because, like, people call me TE even though I never created that nickname for myself. Kai Edits, hello. Dev Tags, hey. Oliver. Have you done Yorkshire? Yeah, no, if you take a look at my channel, I've done all the UK maps. I've done a lot of them, yes, so... Yeah, I presume you're new to the channel, so welcome to the channel. But yes, I've done Yorkshire, I've done Oatford. Oh, people are getting off now, finally. These people realise that the bus route ended a long time ago. I love the way, and only some of them are getting off now. Yeah folks, sorry, you're not getting off. You had your chance to get off at West Norwood. Oh. That's where it came. Oh, the way it leads. Oh, I don't know where the way it leads. It's all a blur. When the bus was up, mate, he ain't doing it today because he wants to do the... Exactly, there you go. Also, I just don't tend to like to load different maps in Omsi 2 because it just takes too long. Yeah, I'm not really one for long streams. Even like when I play flights, when I like to do short flights. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think the days of me doing excessively long streams of Omsi 2 are kind of over to some extent. There goes the Thames link. What else should I say? But I swear I haven't seen the Thames link there. But anyway. But yes, thank you London buses for London buses entry 81 YT for informing people. I just want having the YT in the name because obviously then they can introduce when they have a YT YouTube channel. Actually no. Oh no, Tulsa is where we came from. This is a different way. Sorry, yeah, because we didn't come from Horton Hill. Never mind, now I know what's happened. Okay. Get off me, boss. Oliver, what tube in London? What do you mean? What's what the question is there? It'd be nice to have more London underground routes, as in simulators. I think the Piccadilly line would be a nice one because the Piccadilly line is getting new trains as well. So that rolling stock is going to be which one? No, we don't go there. Because now there's a bit of a turn here. But this is the one. Actually, also, by the way, folks, in London, this stop here, instead of saying 468, it says 486 because the person was on the phone behind me was actually saying that. So if you're ever in London, check out that stop there. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but the 468 actually says 486. I didn't get a picture of it, unfortunately, but it does say 486. Now that might get fixed at some point, but yeah, there's a little fun fact for you, a little Easter egg for you. The revs on this are pathetic. Why is this not revving more? We're uphill. I don't want to be at the speed limit. It's almost as if you have cruise control that knows how to override you try the speed. Okay, everyone wants to get off now. I don't know what made people cop on that this is... Okay, we'll stop at the next one. I'm not sure what made people cop on that this is not... What's it called? This is not the route anymore. Yeah, I'm just kind of strange, isn't it? So much for beta testers. Thank you there to whoever subscribed to the channel, much appreciated. I presume that might have been you, Oliver. Although, see, I don't have a 2-screen setup. I really probably should get one. I'm just using an old phone Because also just don't stream that much to even bother with getting 2 monitors. But yes, much appreciated. We will try to get more Omsi videos out there, although more imminently there'll be shorts as well, YouTube shorts coming out. And if someone knows if there's a mod with SL6 points, that would be brilliant. Because I do want to do a video of the SL6 as well, from Waterloo Depot, because that's pretty cool. Because finally, Waterloo Depot in London actually operates the routes that are in the game, because I know the Waterloo operates the 432 in the game, but that's actually not for real life. Evening Ziggy Stardust 72, good to see you here. Hope you all hope all is well. There we go. There's still people on my bus. Get off me bus, folks. You can't wait. No, you're in such a hurry. The speed limit is 20 miles per hour. Do you really think you're gonna get faster than me? You little bollocks. The bus now overtaking on the right is the final X68. It's like, you know, the train approaching on the right is the... Oh, bus line there. We'll use the bus line. But it feels odd overtaking it from the inside. Obviously it's natural to overtake from the outside. So we're doing the Delvin to Camberwell because that is where the X68 was operated out of until it became the SL6. Now it's jointly operated out of Camberwell and out of Waterloo. Why? I don't know. Because the frequency doesn't seem to be that often as well. And like Waterloo has I think 6 Enviro 400 MMCs or 8, which you think would be enough for the whole SL6. But the wiki fandom, which might not be accurate, is saying that Camberwell also operates it. But I think it's probably operated just out of Waterloo. To be honest, I thought some of the viewers would know more about this. Am I disappointed? Am I surprised? Who knows? What a nice downhill section. You got 100 points on that one. Don't tell me that Omsi 2 has frozen once again. It really does not seem to like this Elephant and Castle area. But if this crashes for completeness, reloading again. Like, this is what I mean in Omsi 2. Just look at this garbage. How does it crash again? This is actually ridiculous. I'm sorry, but this is unacceptable. Yeah, imagine me trying to do the SL6 with this, it'd be crashing every flipping second. This is pain. Because there is no way this is going to unfreeze now, because Omsi 2 is garbage. Omsi 2. Terrible bus simulation since 2011 or 2013. Okay, folks, let's load it again and let's continue this piece of garbage again. You like garbage? You'll love Omsi 2. Omsi 2, the biggest garbage that was ever made by MR Software. I do want to finish off with the picture in the depot. But yes. I'm not sure if it's just me, because Omsi 2 was running better once they changed the PC. And now it's just gone to this. And it is unacceptable. You have never been on the SL6. Neither. I've just seen it. It's peak time only. So. Oh, you have? I presume you have done a visual of it. Rolling buses, N38-1, N381. N381. I'm just kind of confused as to how a game can be such rubbish. Because it is actually beyond me how this game crashes so much. I can't fathom it. I can't understand it. Yeah, SL6 is the same as X68. Uselessly numbering is what is 323 to Cannington saying. Yes, the Superloop is just a branding exercise. Like, it's just renumbering. Sure, they doubled the frequency on the X26 to every 15 minutes, which is a nice addition. But at the end of the day, it's still the same old X26, no matter what if it says SL27. Now, I have a nice picture. Superloop, livery X26. I think it summarizes it very well because it's a new livery. It's the same old bus. Can you edit the information when it says on July 28th? Because the last 68 is going to be less. What? Yeah, I'll edit it to the description once I finish the stream. Sorry about that. Omsi 2 never crashes for you. Yeah, I don't know. It's just. I think I've kind of come to the breaking point on Omsi 2. Because Lincolnshire doesn't crash, but out in London for some reason it crashes. I think, to be honest, it's due to this awful Enviro 400 MMC. Because the London Enviro 400 MMC is just not well optimized. But what do you expect from Studio Polygon? We are loading in again. We got just to the bottom of Denmark Hill. We shall probably load into Brixton and then drive to Camberwell. We are now loading. So, yes, but as you can see here, not many fans of the Superloop. 323 to Cannington. SL6, X26, except it every 15 to 30 minutes departing. Depending how much of a wait to wait for next drive to get the bus into Croydon. Yeah, and she buses one. Yeah. Now, to be fair, like the X26 had so many delays beforehand. But the detour at the end, I guess, takes to get to West Croydon goes all the way up some road, all the way back down. It's just kind of like, just get me to bloody West Croydon already. But yeah, it's painful. 2 hours. Because when I first got the X26, that was one of the longest routes out there. I was like, this is going to be quick. Nope. SL7. Slow, slow, slow. So, once again, evening. Sure, 1915 will do. Okay, so we're not going back to Cornhill. We shall lower in at Brixton. This SL7, it was normal G2B and 9TL. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Because I don't think those are hybrids, because they sound like diesel. I'm not sure what Euro engine they are, but they're definitely not Euro 6. I'd say they're Euro 4, Euro 5. Which is just kind of ironic, because they have this new livery on this really old buses. Like, at least I thought the SL7 would get new buses. Nope. Why does it also get the oldest buses in the fleet? Considering it's one of the longest routes. Like, surely if it's one of the longest routes, and obviously that means it's consuming more fuel and diesel, then surely the logical thing is put a more environmentally friendly bus on it, a newer bus. You usually put the old buses on the shorter routes. But hey. I love the way the Superloop also has these branded bus stops, which is just so gimmicky. And the branding of the Superloop, like this multicolored circle with a Superloop, I don't know. It feels like such a gimmick. It's just like it's almost just trying too hard. Gemini 2 has 2 variants, B5 LH diesel. Alright. Well, there you go. Okay, folks, we're now loading in this pile of junk bus for the pile of junk game. SL7 is diesel, and they will remove diesel because electric vehicles won't work on long route. That makes sense. And is it a Euro 5 engine? Okay. Folks, I'm just going to run red lights here because I want to get this in the depot pronto. Because then one must create a thumbnail for this, which is more fun. Yeah, it's B9TL, but the Gemini 2, I swear, are Euro 5 engines, is what I'm saying. They're not Euro 6. And I'm pretty sure ULEZ for diesel, you have to be Euro 6. Because, like, anything that's over 2015, they were saying on the radio, is not ULEZ compliant. So, you know, what I'm saying is that it's kind of ironic. The Superloop, which is meant to be all about, like, oh yes, happening with ULEZ, uses buses that aren't actually ULEZ. You gotta love the logic. Okay, cool. I'm gonna turn off display capture. Now we are going to follow the 45. Yeah, you know, mates. Yeah. Is it Euro 5? Okay, so it's correct. No, it's kind of more asking a question there, but yeah, I know. It's just strange. You think, whatever, because obviously they're using some sort of PR firm, marketing firm, or whatever, and you think they'd be like, here, lads, cop on. This makes no sense. Now, obviously, most people wouldn't know whether a Gemini 2 is a Euro 5, but like, even looking at it, you can tell the bus is old. They're 2009 11 because LX69 and LJ61 plates. Yeah, I know that's the way to read those plates. See, here in Ireland it's very simple, like 08 means 2008, 11 means 2011. But actually you're gonna end up going a different way because I missed that one. Let me just log into the machine. Nine 85441 0267 111 168 It's all muscle memory. Just tick, tick, tick. Come on. There we go. And hopefully the blinds will be ready by the time we get to the depot. We're going to end up using the slightly dodgy, unfinished back roads in this. Not really dodgy, it's just the dodgy in the sense that they'll break the bus. Sorry, I'm very dehydrated now. You don't end up, see, when you're talking, you end up breathing through your mouth and your nose, which obviously is dehydrating. Also not great for you. But yeah, I have to say, I've kind of enjoyed streaming. I need to get back into it. Come on, will you hurry up, you bloody Prius. I know you're more environmentally friendly than the bloody bus they use in the SL7, but still, no one to slow us down like that. Are you serious? Why? Why? Just why? No worries, London buses. Can you tell me to see you here all night? No worries. Sure, the stream's gonna finish in the next 5 minutes anyway. Thanks for stopping by, and yeah, bye for now. We're literally 2 minutes from the depot. At least on the bright side, we got rid of the passengers that were still on the bus, even though we reached the terminus. You cut me off, I'm cutting you off. All the first, it wasn't that car taxi that cut me off. But you're almost to it's the same thing. It's powered by the same engine. There isn't actually a turn here, is there? Maybe except buses. I think buses might be allowed to turn right here. Yeah, this is definitely not a legal turn. See, this is one place where the wheel is handy, because the recentering there was a bit dodgy. Cheater canning. I wonder if Studio Polygon will update the 400 MMC to make it EV and hybrid sound and edit mode. See, to make it seem like yeah. See, originally they were meant to. There was going to be a hybrid. That's what they said, but then they just gave up on it. So no, that's not going to happen, unfortunately, which is a shame. But yeah, I think with Omsi 2 now has become such a trend where stuff starts off high ambitions and then obviously reality hits in. You're like, oh yeah, that's harder to make than we thought, and it just doesn't happen. Abdul X, Cheetah countdown like EV and hybrid. Abdul, assume why are you trying to go to Camberwell? Because that is where the X68 that is where the X68 is based. Has this actually crashed again? This makes no sense. How the hell has this crashed again? I've literally been driving this piece of junk for 4 minutes and it's crashed. I'm sorry for the vulgarities here, but Omsi 2 is actually just annoying me now. It is actually ridiculous that for 4 minutes driving, the thing has already crashed. It's actually ridiculous. I'll tell you one thing, the German government should give Aerosoft 60,000 to create a flipping good bus simulator, let alone believe A330. Yes, X68 is now SL6, hence why we're doing the last ever SL6. So folks, I think this has crashed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close Omsi 2 again, I'm going to reopen it and see if Omsi 2 can last me driving literally from outside Camberwell Depot into inside. Because I bet you even that will be too much for the pile of junk that is Omsi 2. Let's take a look at this log file, because this is actually ridiculous. I have never seen such garbage in my life. What an actual pathetic joke of a game. What a joke of a game. Not found in mesh file. Are you flipping kidding me? So yeah, folks, that's Omsi 2 for you. I wonder also what happens if you try loading the last situation and Omsi 2 crashed. Yes, it's like 2 weeks ago, since the 31st of July, so 3 weeks ago. No. 4 weeks ago. Cheetah, can't you tell what a coincidence you're playing Yorkshire County's tree? Huh, well listen. Is it that much of a coincidence? Waiting, waiting, waiting for Omsi 2 to load again. Omsi 2. Why do I hate you? Omsi 2. I'm waiting for you. This is the 4th time. I guess the Omsi 2 is just not Omsi 2 is not ready to say goodbye to the X68. So folks, what we are going to do now is we are going to load in the bus at Camberwell Depot. I'm going to spawn it outside Camberwell Depot, and all we will do is we're going to drive it inside Camberwell Depot. Hopefully that is not too much hassle for the very inferior Omsi 2 to handle. Hopefully we'll be able to render that without freezing or crashing, but who knows, Omsi 2 is special. Because we did I think the 1000 subscriber special we did was actually like a full duty in the X68, and that only crashed once. This has crashed 4 times in the period of just over an hour. Pathetic. I'm not putting on advanced multi-threading because it's rubbish. The funny thing is this advanced multi-threading makes the game even worse. I'm not sure how that's possible. We were actually on the road for 2 minutes. But yeah, if you haven't got Omsi 2, do not buy it, is what I would recommend. It is a shame that the most realistic simulations come out of this. There's an irony to it. Because in a way, Omsi 2 should be more simulated. This is sucking my soul. So folks, we are nearly done. We're gonna drive in the depot and say our goodbye to the X68 and maybe Omsi 2 as a whole. Yeah, I think Adam 1 is just very problematic for some reason. I'm not sure, maybe if the GPU update will help, but you know, I don't know. Henry the Cool Boy 123. Hello, how are you? You're not loading in environmental traffic. What you're loading here is the crash points. You're loading in individual points in the map where the bus just freezes. I'm not sure if Omsi 2 is just secretly a front for time traveling. So what actually happens is the game freezes and then it unfreezes 100 years later. Henry the Cool Boy, yes, I am aware. If you read it, why are we in Aldwych? For flip's sake, I don't want to be in Aldwych. Yeah, if you take a look at the description, that's exactly what it says. But yeah, thanks. But yeah, no, YouTube did statistics, and basically less than 5% of people actually read the description. There's a fun fact. Which makes sense, because I think most of us, if we read the description of Omsi 2, would have never bought it. One thing for sure is I can't wait to go back to Flight Simulator. But people like the C streams of Flight Simulator. Because I was thinking of doing like real life Ryanair flights, but I know that might not be up to everyone's liking. The London buses, I thought you were gone. But yet you are still here. Interesting. Got to go? Maybe not. The London buses say hello to the little chap, which was Henry. No, Henry saying, oh, I don't know. So, go ahead. London low res. I think these low res libraries are just not good. I had to eat dinner. That was very quick. Yeah, I thought we would be finished, but unfortunately, Omsi 2 had other plans. So let's load into Camberwell. And what's going to happen is we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Because we can't do a depot run without finishing in the depot. It would be rude. Not ya. On the bright side, engagement on this stream is better than on the previous one I did. Even though we spent probably half the time loading Omsi 2 rather than driving. But hey, that is life. Patience is a virtue. And you know, if you're in a job interview, you can say, I'm very patient to play Omsi 2. And trust me, you do have to be patient to play Omsi 2. Very, very patient. I'd like to see someone like Jeremy Clarkson play Omsi 2. That would be entertaining. Okay, okay. Okay, cool. I hate to have to wait 30 seconds for this thing to load. Yeah, I don't care about the air pressure. It's just disappointing because it's a nice game, but it's just so badly optimized. That is the pin. We're nearly there, folks. The end is near. It's like being on a very delayed flight. And finally, freedom. One of the bosses drinking hot cocoa. I'm watching you driving Omsi as a movie. Oh, I'm sure it is really like a movie. What other person an Omsi 2 drives like me? Actually, I think your curvation, whatever that is. He's been around ages. There's no way this. Oh, I actually thought that Omsi 2 has just crashed already. I think it's a record. Like the record is how quickly before Omsi 2 crashes. Let's play a game. This is a good way to gamble your money. Just bet how long before Omsi 2 crashes. I think one of the issues is also with Omsi 2 I think when I'm doing so fast, it's something red light. It's just not able to load the tiles because obviously Omsi 2 useless. Where to park the bus, I don't know. Just park it up here. There we go. Why is the reverse camera? Oh, I have to click this thing for the reverse camera. So I got distracted there. Playing around with those. Not quite centered, but sure, it's fine. So folks, here you have it. The last ever X68. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully at some point I will have a video of this as the SL6. There's the livery. I just need a blind. What is that red light there? And yes, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more transport related content. And yes, we will have some shorts of the SL6, including an honest ad of not the SL6, the SL7, sorry, a Superloop route. And yeah, let me know if you want to see more streams in the future. And yes, that is it for now. Until next time. And thank you for, especially people who were very engaged in the chat today. So thank you there to London Buses N381. YT was probably the most engaged in the chat. Also 323 Tanning Tool, Abdul, Henry, a watching car guy, who changed his name to oh, I can't remember that. Oliver as well. But yeah folks, have a good night you two, London Buses. That's it for now. Until next time.